Welcome to another episode of Western Adventures. Today we're out here going to this one small looking mine that I had on my map. I actually tried going out to it about a week or so ago, and then I had a problem with my Suburban. I had to fix something on it, so I couldn't make it. I had to turn around and go home, but we're here trying it again. We've got the Tacoma today, and we're almost there. We're on this kind of in like a wash area, and I found this bulldozer last time I drove through here. It was at night. I was doing another mine. You probably, if you remember it, it was the one with that blue air compressor right before the portal. But like I was saying last time, I passed this old bulldozer and I thought, well, what is an old bulldozer doing out here? Well, I'm parked right next to it again today, and it's still sitting here. It hasn't moved, so I'm going to assume that it is abandoned, and we're going to check it out. So here it is right here. Looks like an old D7 Caterpillar. Big blade on it. I love these old machines. I would love to get this thing going. Hey, you can tell the water has gone around it and pushed stuff up against the blade here. This is beefy blade. Spider webs on it. Yeah, this thing's been sitting quite a while out here. I mean, everything looks pretty intact for the most part. Looks like some wires were cut over there. I don't know if that's to prevent people from stealing it or what. Or maybe mice got to it. I don't really know. But you can see they're cut right there. It doesn't look to be in terrible condition. The tracks are nice. These are in good shape. I know these get worn down sometimes. Look at the size of this ripper on the back here. Hydraulic lines look pretty good. So it looks to me you can put 3 rippers on here. There's one in the middle, then there's a spot for another one. You'll put one just like this, and then there'll be this pin that goes through. And it also has a little pinto hitch on the back here. Looks like your battery, you got your positive and negative terminals right there. Filters are still there. Wow, this thing even had air conditioning back then. Wow, that's pretty cool. There's your AC compressor right there. Yeah, your alternators and starter on the other side. Here's your air cleaner. I can't get these open, but it would tell you how new it is. Let's go inside the cab here and check it out. Looks like people have been throwing stuff out the windows. Yeah, there's spider webs in here for sure. We're gonna get in here and check it out. These right here are your brakes. Then you have a couple of different things which I'm not too sure about. Very cool. You would have 5 different, this is the 5 speeds. I believe this was your, to control your, you pull it and it'll go to the left and then to the right. You pull it both and you got your brakes. This was, I'm not sure what that was. This was to get it going. Or maybe this was your, your power. I don't remember. Yeah, this would be your to get it going. If I remember from the other Dozer I drove, which was an Alice Chalmers, this would be your to get it going. Hold it, lock it in to make it to let it keep going. You just take your hand off the. Then this was all your controls for your rippers and the blade control right here. Not sure what that was. This is a little similar to the one I operated, but there are more controls here. But man, this thing is just so freaking cool. I love old heavy equipment, man. If I could have the chance to get this and bring it back to life, I certainly would. And here's your air conditioning and heating controls right up there. This thing is just super, super, super cool. Well, we're gonna hop back in the truck and keep going on to this mine right here. We found the mine, and we found 2 structures, one of which is right in front of me. People have definitely been shooting at this one. Not sure what this one was used for. And then we have the other one, which is stone, right over here. And I see some water line. I wonder if the ranch nearby is utilizing the water out of this mine over here. This looks to be a smaller operation, probably a mom and pop operation at some point. And the mine itself is over here. There's a little wall, a retaining wall. And here's the mine. So I don't know how far back this goes. And I don't know how deep this is, but we're going to check it out and see if it's even worthwhile. It's something I've had on my map last time I was here, like I said, but couldn't check it out. Couldn't find really much anything about it online. So we're going to put on my water boots, get my helmet and headlamp, and go on in. Alright, looks like we're ready to go on in here. Check this out. I'm really not expecting much at all to be in here. But we will see. Okay. Okay. Maybe they were bringing water out of here at one point. Not anymore. Here's some fence post. This one you gotta really. Whoa, okay. So there's got some deep, deep, deep silt in here, and my boot just went all the way down. Almost, water is almost up to my boots here. So this one looks like it's not going to be a no-go for now, but let me see if I can put this on spot. It is, and it looks like it goes back a fair amount, but we're going to have to come back to this one. Let me know in the comments if it looks like it's worth it. I'm going to have to get some better gear for water, because the water is less than an inch from coming into my boot. I didn't realize it was this deep full of silt and sand. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below if we should come back to this mine or not. I definitely need to get better water gear anyway, because that one mine we did that was flooded on the lower level a few months ago before the holidays, we'll want to go back to that one. So I'm going to want to get waders for that one, and maybe waders, and come back to this one. So we'll see. So we're going to get out of this one. And yeah, this is deep. It doesn't look like it, but when you stand in there, you really start sinking down. Well, it's all part of the exploration. So let me figure out how to get out of here. Yeah, this is some deep, mucky stuff. Okay, so this is how deep, this is how much on my boot I had before water started coming in. So interesting mine. We'll see if it's even worth it when we come back, but definitely looks interesting. Sometimes mines that don't have a lot end up having a lot, if you know what I mean. Don't judge a book by its cover. You never know. But we found some cool stuff. We found the abandoned dozer and the these two abandoned structures. The mine, which we'll see if it's worth coming back to. And yeah. So I think that's going to be a wrap for this video. That's what it's all about. Finding what you can and cannot get into out here in the desert. And we were stopped this time by deep water, but we'll probably be back to this one. So thanks for watching, guys. I have another mine to get to. Catch you in the next one. Take care, guys. Later.